Let me ask you something. What are the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at me? Yes, I'm Asian. I might be good at math and science. I might get obsessed with exam results. I might have tiger parents who always force me to focus on studying. These kinds of notions have long been attached to the mindset of people whenever they think about us Asians. Asian stereotypes have become a common subject for countless of jokes and memes on the internet. We are often being made fun of our slanty eyes, our doing kung fu, our eating rice. But the funny thing about this is such stereotypes are true. Some of those are something that we cannot change. The eyes are what we're born with. Not all of us do kung fu, but most of the martial arts come from Asian. We eat rice because it's our main agriculture product. But among those, the most common stereotype has been the thought that Asian all starts with A plus, or so I called A plus stereotype. This is based on the reality that Asian students are expected to have high grades at school. This is absurd to people from other culture because for them, Asians appear to be a large group of people who work hard and study hard for just one main goal, get good grades and become doctor. In fact, many Asian Americans are already annoyed with being called model minority. But the situation is quite different for us as native Asians. Ironically, A-plus stereotypes are something that we want to embrace. It has become a harsh judgment that we put on each other. A-plus is something we cannot risk losing, because if we do, our parents will scold and punish us. We are considered as inferior to other children. After all, you may ask, isn't it a good thing that we receive full academic support from our parents? Good grades and high academic success has been perceived as a door to getting good career with high salaries and great respect from society. It makes our family proud. It brings this satisfaction that we're not losing to our friends. But is it worth it all? Is it worth it that we're trying so hard to do something that we may not be interested in? This is the problem with most of Asian students. We are stuck with the facade of A plus stereotypes. In fact, having a perfect grades at school doesn't guarantee a satisfactory job. One of my cousins, after receiving excellent results in both economic and medical school in medical entrance exam, she was confronted with two choices: either following her passion of studying economy or living up to her parents' expectation that by becoming a doctor she would have a better life. In the end, she entered a medical school, just to regret it later on. Studying medicine is definitely not an easy path, but it was exacerbated when she realized it was not her goal at all. It was not the goal of her life. She became gradually exhausted and isolated from her family while struggling to maintain a decent result at school. After graduation, she would have hardly have got a job had it not been for one of my relatives' intervention. My cousin's story is just one of many other stories. In other cases, Asian students find it hard to get a job due to their lacking social skills. Rhetoric, leadership, creativity, and presentation skills are not taught at school, whereas they play an important role in more professional working environments. Some countries like South Korea or Japan, their people they are well educated, but they are of the countries that have the highest suicidal rate of the world. So therefore, it all comes down to the question, do we have to risk our lives just for some nominal achievements and unrealistic expectations from our parents? A plus stereotype has been an obstacle to our true potential. But I believe that Asian students have equal abilities in other fields as well. We have honorable mentions as Jeremy Lin, Jackie Chan, Jack Ma. They're all successful people without having perfect grades at school. So there goes my conclusion of this talk, that A plus stereotype is something that can change, that we must change in order to discover the innate abilities of Asian students. Thank you.